So in this one, we are going to be doing my beginning of May Dragon Ball Legends tier list. Obviously, we have a new adjustment to make within it because of the new Legend Rosé that is existing in the game, and he has made a very big impact. But just to go off on a couple units beforehand and mention why they're not going to be making this list, because I know people love these units. FSK and Namek, they are not going to be making a list. They're just here to be discussed real quickly, and why they aren't. Because, again, they are very notable to be very high tier, very overrated units in the game, and they've been like that for a good minute. FSK is doing kind of nothing in my eyes. I mean, sure, there's moments I'm, definitely confident in where you have him ramped up, you have him prioritized, and he can do things, and he can cause you dilemmas, but this guy is no real home. We just got green units getting stronger within a blue unit dropping, meaning greens are becoming more notable and more desired to be run, as well as there's just a better blue that exists in the game. It literally is just the simplest fact of numerically, this guy that's blue, that's new, is just going to be the better unit compared to this blue that's older. And even though it's a Gohan has suffered through this numeric and kind of just fallen to the wayside currently. Now, I wouldn't be surprised with the anniversary, this guy becoming, at best maybe 6 or 5 on a tier list Gohan. If we get like a Legend Beast or something akin to that, because we are like, what, a year and a half out from a new Beast Gohan that's been to the game. And Legends definitely likes to do new Gohans, at least the yearly, little sequence there. So us getting a new Beast one would not be shocking to like a part 2 or 3 unit, right? But until then, Gohan just doesn't need to exist on any team. He doesn't really give you anything that you really are desiring that other blues or other units on his teams can do. Like he's just simplistic and worse than them. So he doesn't make the list here, as well as Nameku. I've said this for a zillion times. Eventually, he will get numerical, and at this point, he's been numerical, meaning that his numbers are just so low compared to what the modern units are that he just can't exist. I mean, you look at this list, and it's either someone that's gotten equipment or it's someone that is new to the game themselves, and that's exactly what's happened. All these numerics that have been updated to what they are since the past 10 months of this guy kind of existing in the world have just surpassed him. He does have the lock-in, he does have the green card, he has the support, blah, 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 KO guard, obviously, but all that does not matter when you're getting 2-card victimized, and your main mechanic of the KO guard can just be so put through the ringer, and then from there, you're already dead, and it's already done, and there's nothing to it anymore. Matter of fact, you don't even really fight Gohan or Nameku right now within all these units releasing. I fight everyone that's on this list more than I fight a Nameku or a Gohan. And I say that confidently because I do. I'm looking at everyone right here. Every single unit on this list for the past few weeks, I've fought more than Nameku and Gohan together or separate. It's been a shift, which is good because, again, these units were very overrated, and now they're properly rated. They're not top 10, so get them the fuck off my list here. No honorable mentions this time. I don't think it even warrants it. Frankly, all that matters, really, if you're thinking about this, is the top 4. Like, that's all you run into in my current situation. So, we'll still go through it with it being number 10 of Mr. Piccolo. Piccolo is still doing a finite job. Again, it kind of goes to that role where he's a better blue than Gohan in a, spamming damage aspect, and even, he has a safety merit to him, which is nice, but he's just worse than Rosé because Rosé has better teams, Rosé has easier situation for himself, and blah, blah, blah. Everything that Rosé's doing, Rosé's just better than Piccolo. But Piccolo is definitely not a bad unit. It's just that he never really got somewhere that really desires him. I guess now it's not as bad for him because you can put, like, Piccolo, Vegeta, and then you want to put, like, I don't know, Buuhan, Kid Buu, UI Goku, any of those, Bardock, you kind of do whatever you want with that, but that's the whole thing with Piccolo. You don't really have a finite, defined team for him, and as you move up within these tiers, it'll be much more defined of like, oh, this guy goes with this guy, and they go with that, and then, etc. Moving on from there, Piccolo just, sure, can do good on his own individuality, and that's really what carries him to make this number 10 spot, because there's units that are better on team synergies, but the individuality is worse. I think Piccolo's individuality is so good to its own merit that it would prompt him to make this number 10 spot over maybe someone else. And if you have someone else here instead, I wouldn't be like, whoa, that's crazy. It's always like this. The 8 through 10, 9 through 10, sometimes even through 7 through 10 are kind of all replaceable units, and they'll just change within boom, this new unit dropped, or boom, this equipment dropped, or boom, this it'll just change. And it might even change just because you use this guy more, and then you learn that he's better than this guy at the bottom, because, well, they're all at the bottom. Doesn't really matter. Again, bottom tier lists don't really matter in my eyes, but they sure do exist. So Piccolo does hit number 10 there. And then number 9 is going to be LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Unfortunately for him, he has not really fallen to the wayside, because it's not really his own fault. It's more so that when you have this guy, in my eyes, you have to rank him below the Ultra, because the Ultra is the glue, right? He's the one that's stopping the rush. He's the one that's stopping the combos. He's the one that's keeping you together. Well, obviously, the LF is definitely helping him, and that's why the Ultra got a resurgence. The Ultra is the one that's doing everything. So the Ultra can never be below the LF, in my eyes, until GT gets a replacement, and then, okay, maybe in this current meta, you don't need the Ultra as much, and you need the LF within the new replacement character, and then boom, the Ultra can finally be below. But we didn't get a new GT unit. We didn't get any of that. So the LF can never be above the Ultra in my eyes, and within that, he does an okay job. It's just that the team of Super Saiyan 4s within Bardock third, whatever third you want, usually is Bardock, Namek, whatever at that point. I've seen Rosé third in that team. It just doesn't really do enough. I guess why not just put it together, because they run together. Old Super Saiyan 4 would be number 8. And within this team, you want to have like, okay, well, I don't really care about blue units because I got a green that doesn't cancel buff, and then blah, blah, blah. I could just do all this bullshit. Rosé having uncancelable, and I'll just give you a synopsis here, that Rosé is helping manage the entire list. So anything that's good against him will be better off. Anything that's subpar to him will be on the lower spectrum of it. You'll see this again as we go through. But Rosé has uncancelable, level 2 and level 3 gauge, blue card, and ultimate. So you're going to have those where it's going to be neutral blue card on your Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then you're just going to take 100% of your health, going to lose your endurance, blah, 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 whatever happens from there on. And then you kind of have your green not really being a green at that point, because, well, Rosé getting disrupted doesn't really matter, because 3 cards, you'll probably get a green or blue card or an ultimate from that point, with Super Saiyan 4 taking some of those hits. And it's kind of a sequence where you're getting bursted down so quickly. The Super Saiyan 4s really don't have a way to answer it. Again, maybe a Bardock on the team, maybe it's a little bit better off. Sure, but in the grand scheme, I would say the GT duo within whatever third is going to struggle much more than it has been in the past. You still have the one that exists in the game. You still have Kid Buu that could do his little, nuisances that can exist, and you can run them both with Rosé, so you still have that dilemma, as well as I just don't think anything they do really matters. I mean, LF Super Saiyan 4 kind of having the sub-count thing was mattering more when there was more frail purples running around, but now, we have Vegito. He's definitely not the tankiest purple, but he definitely is, at least having numerics to where he's not going to die instantly, as well as you have Vegito that has a safety merit. Like, it's just tough for these guys to kind of find their way and do really what their objective once was, because, again, they were, 1, 2, 2, 3, whatever it was in the game on their first, revealance of their duo ship, but now that's quickly fallen down to where, well, we got a new red, we have a red that's been run around more often within a return of him, as well as we do kind of just have a sequence where, again, a purple exists, sure, but even then the blue doesn't really care about the green, so Super Saiyan 4s kind of just fall to the wayside, unfortunately for them there. Then move on into number 7 of it being, hold on a second here, please, I need my little coffee swig. Epic, love that. Number 7, though, being Ultra Sword of Hope Trunks. Now, this guy definitely is, again, I'll mention a potential man. Meaning that there are sequences where he will look like he can just 1v3, and he does 1v3 for you, and it looks like the easiest shit in the fucking planet. Then there's moments where this guy will look like shit. Especially, again, as I just mentioned, Rosé does not really care about the notion of, oh, you're a green unit, I can't do much against you. He doesn't give a fuck, right? Especially because Rosé runs with the purple, but Rosé himself will not care offensively into defensively against the green. And he'll just look like shit, then he'll just fucking die and kill over, then his sword of hope will fail, and then blah, 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 blah. Trunks is a polarizing unit in my eyes, but I think he does it much more frequently within, obviously, new blue unit dropping than he did ever in the past, of kind of showing that he can do things to a high degree. Now, again, is he the most consistent unit ever? I mean, I would give him like a good 70% of the time he'll do his job, what he's meant to do, whether it be like he green card lock in, then he kind of snipes out of Rosé, within having the gauge, whether he sort of hope kills, within like you kind of timed it to where you got a kill on this guy, and then you sort of hope instantly, and then you kill the other guy. I would say he gives like a 70, maybe like 75% on that, but it's still not fully consistent. I would still garner the notion that having Trunks on your team, though, instead of the dual fours, is actually better off for you because of what he at least usually does effectively and where he can kind of fit. Obviously, you can run Trunks with Rosé. And then from there, I mean, just have the leader slot, right? Leader slot Trunks, have Rosé, have Bardock, whatever at that point. And I think if I'm looking at this list, all I really note for Trunks is that, well, I know he's better than Piccolo. I know the dual fours really are struggling right now. And while Trunks definitely will struggle as well within, again, you're going to run into Vegito, you're going to run into Rosé, you're going to run into Kid Buu that could snipe out the lives, you're going to run into blah, blah, blah. I will still desire to run Trunks over anyone that's below him. I will not desire to run anyone that's, above him over Mr. Trunks. But still, I think this is a very good spot for him. I think you're definitely going to see a lot of overrating on this character that's coming up, and I just don't think that's warranted. Again, there is still safety merits that exist with it being revival, with it being endurance, with it being indestructible, with it being everything that exists in the game right now. So Trunks is sort of hope, while it is strong, it's not like the strongest it's ever been. It's pretty much one of the weakest it's ever been right now, actually. It probably will get stronger within, time progressing of the anniversary, and, that's what's going to happen after this Rosé shit cools down. We are going into anniversary coming up at the end of this month here. So, for now, I like this for him. I wish he could be higher because, again, I'd like to put him higher. I think he has the merit to be like a top 4 unit, and he's been able to have that since his release. It's just that no release has really pushed the threshold for him. This is the highest it's been, just because, again, it is a blue, so there's moments where Trunks will shine against him. But still, yet again, Trunks doesn't even have a full-on yellow partnership that really cares for him. I wish the Zeno Trunks was yellow. I wish the Zeno Trunks was better. But because that doesn't exist, I can't push the needle higher, right? I mean, when it does happen, Trunks will go higher. But right now, he can leader slot with yellows. But again, there's just better units that work with those yellows where you just don't desire Trunks on that same team. So Trunks stays at number 7 here. And he can go higher in the future, but right now, that is not the current reality. Moving on into number 6, with it being Mr. Legend Super Vegito. Yep, this guy, I think he works on one of the better teams in the game. We kind of get to that point now where we're finally talking about this, where I'm not saying the best team in the game, I ain't saying the second best team in the game, but I'm saying I'm one of the best teams in the game, right? GT Duo, probably like the 5th best team in the game, within like Bardock 3rd there. Or Vegito, or I guess Rosé, any of them, right? It's just more so the duo, right? But Vegito, I like the trio of Bardock, Rosé, and Vegito. It's more of an offense trio. Typically you're going to run like the Vegeta version, where you're replacing Vegito with Vegeta, which I think Vegeta does replace Vegito. You're more going for an attrition. Yes, Vegeta can burst. Yes, you have an easier access to neutral within Vegeta's green card, and then, Vegeta only has 6 counts offense neutral, while Vegeta can just green card, get neutral 5 counts, blah, blah, blah. But that's more of an attrition version. I think if you're going for maximum potency of potential, I think Vegito variant works. Obviously, again, Vegito kind of gives me a similar vibe to Trunks, where if the match is going for you, then everything's kind of just going to work perfectly. Vegito's going to look like the best unit on the team some of those matches. Now, I wouldn't give that full consistency, but I will give it where he will look at least very solid in most of your games, where comparably to Trunks, he can just look like absolute shit one game and then like a god the other. I think Vegito's more like his greatness is, because, it's right here, then his goodness is like right here, compared to like Trunks, where it's like his greatness is here, and then like his average is like here, and it kind of just dwindles between itself and morphs between match to match. Despite seeing have TL is not placed yet, I do think Vegito can handle his own self well, especially, again, if you do want to run just Buuhan within Vegito there, you can kind of manage your way around the yellows. I'm not saying perfectly, but I will say enough. Blue, red, purple of Buuhan, Vegito, and Rosé definitely is not a bad team, just on paper, obviously. So you can kind of work that. Even you can put Zenka buff of VB, that would Z buff both Vegito and Rosé there, so it actually wouldn't be too terrible. I actually should try that team, but Vegito, he definitely finds his way to a decent spot here, which is nice for him because, you know, he is the first legend. You do want them to kind of age decently. Wasn't looking too high up for him as time was going on within, you know, recency in my eyes. But now, I would say he's holding on, and we, again, in my eyes, I think we should get a new legend red unit coming up for this anniversary, a legend Gogeta Blue, which I'll do a whole anniversary prediction video, and as it gets closer, maybe, you know, this upcoming weekend, next weekend. But if that happens, he'll go higher up. But for now, I think this is a good peak for him. You could probably swap Vegito and Trunks. I wouldn't. I said it. I would not want to run Trunks over Vegito, but you probably could swap them. It's just, I just have more consistency with Vegito. Maybe that's a star thing. You know, I do have a low star Trunks. Maybe. I mean, I do what a pity happens. What are you going to do? But I still, every time I see Trunks, I don't really have much fear until it gets to like a certain point. And if he's dead before then, which he kind of usually is, I'm like, okay, whatever. But when I see Vegito, I'm always just in the back of my head like, this guy can just piss me the fuck off. That's kind of where I'm really gauging this, because both are one and the same. It's just more so who's having their good time, and I think Vegito has their good time much more consistently than Trunks does in the current meta. Then we move on into the top 5, and look at those 5 there. Damn, we got 4 PO every time. Every fucking time before a big celebration, you got PO thriving like this shit here. Number 5, give me a second, please, before I go off. Thank you, number 5. With it being Ultra Kid Buu. Yes, sir. Finally, to me, he has dwindled down. Clearly, I do not think he does not make a core best team in the game. I already made the best team in the game video with Jeta, as well as Rosé and Bardock, and within that, I think both Boos do get hurt within Rosé. Obviously, you can talk about Buuhan getting hurt within red, blue unit, tough day. But Kid Buu as well. Nullify Endurance clearly does hurt Kid Buu every single time any unit has it. He doesn't cancel any buff effects on his own merit. Sure, you can run him with Rosé and kind of segue that, but again, I always will say this, Rosé just has a better partnership with somebody else, where what's the purpose of running Kid Buu, right? I feel like there's nothing. No, you could argue Yellow Blue, Bardock, Kid Buu, Rosé, sure, but that's just worse than running any other of the better teams in the game. Nonetheless, Nullify Endurance within Rosé, obviously coexisting, does bother Kid Buu, mainly because he has multiple ultimates, mainly into that being that every single ultimate has Nullify Endurance, so Kid Buu's kind of struggling. Again, Kid Buu's snipe potency was really his forefront, best thing that he had for his time of being on the top tiers, and he still has that, but it's just, it's not as frugal right now. You can't, who can I really snipe, like actually kill snipe with Kid Buu that's on this list? I'm looking at the entire list here, damn near nobody. LF4Ku, sure. Buuhan, no, because he's red. Vegito, no. Bardock, no. Rosé, no. Like, I can't actually fucking kill a motherfucker with Kid Buu's lock-in snipe, which is his whole baseline of precedent for Kid. So Kid Buu has to dwindle a good degree here. He went from, what, 2 to 5? Yeah, that's far, but there's no one he can snipe anymore. It's just everyone that's being sniped within, like, okay, here's Namek sniped fast because he's overrated, or Gohan sniped fast because his first life and he's overrated. Those things have just fallen to the wayside, so Kid Buu is also in turn falling to the wayside, and I think this is just kind of where his inevitable decline has to begin. Because we're only going to get units that are getting stronger, higher numbers, harder to snipe numbers. He's just going to fall down. So, number 5 going to Kid Buu, and he will probably never rise up again, unfortunately, for himself. But hey, I think he had a decent run. You know, a couple months there, unique equip. It did its job, in my opinion. But then we get to number 4 of it being, yes, Mr. Buuhan, which Buuhan clearly better than Kid Buu. Not really a discussion. Blue unit, Rosé. Well, yes, Buuhan has his gauges, and he even doesn't get his blue cards canceled on the buff effect because Rosé does not cancel blue card buff effect, meaning offensively Rosé can get hurt by Buuhan. Still, it's going to be very cautious to play with Buuhan. I'm not saying Buuhan's dead, because he's not. That'd just be, you know, ignorant. But he's been dethroned. I had Buuhan number 1 for a good bit here because no one was really stopping him. Again, I always thought Gohan was overrated. I always thought Piccolo had no team, which is kind of a general consensus. So Gohan was just thriving and vibing the entire time. And I said, Rosé needs to be blue because Buuhan is unchecked. While Buuhan is not as common as maybe your typical dumbass Saiyan or Fusion or whatever fucking bullshit, he still is unchecked and still problematic. And Rosé is blue. So guess what? Buuhan is now checked within that. Again, it's not like Buuhan's dead. You can still use him against the Rosé. It's just that you can't play all willy-nilly. You know, on Buuhan previously, okay, anyone's attacking you, there's most likely not a blue that's in, or just maybe wait for the blue to leave or something like that. And you can just swap in, then engage, and then just be a fucking dumbass and win. He was genuinely just free autopilot, and he's a toxic piece of shit unit. I mean, both Boos are. Buuhan definitely much more, though. And you didn't really have to do anything. You just kind of win. If you had Buuhan, you just kind of won more than you ever lost. And you weren't really even doing anything to make that happen. Now, Buuhan can still do that. It's just, again, you got to be cautious of this Rosé having a blue card. So don't, you know, maybe try to time your swapping where you don't pre-click it. They have an ultimate. They have this. They have that. They have the really good, you know, debuff stacking. So you're really getting hurt by one strike card. So you really got to be cautious from that. They have the area change from high to low. So then you're going to hit by that. The sub counter up. And you get area change hit again. Then boom, you die. You got to be super cautious with Buuhan now. And that caution you have to create for yourself is what's giving him a little bit of a hiccup. Also to note, as I mentioned, you know, Legend GB being red, I do think because there is no green partnership for PO right now, and for one, this would hurt Rosé, which they always want to hurt their pre-celebration unit. They always like to do that. Literally, they are a big fan of that every time. They like to. They don't always succeed, but they like to. They hurt Rosé by helping Buuhan within dropping green legend DBS full power Broly. If he has that, Buuhan goes up. But within that not existing right now, again, Vegito and Buuhan I think are very potential in the future, near future, to go up. With that non-existing, Buuhan has to be super duper cautious. No green partnership. If you're ever going to run Buuhan, you're not running him with Super Saiyan 4. You're not running him with Trunks. It's just, again, better teams exist. With it being this Majin Buu Saga trio, with it being Bardock, with it being Vegito, with it being Rosé, with it being blah, 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 blah. There's just better teams. So for now, he's struggling more so because he doesn't really have a protector. And he never had one. He didn't really ever need one. But now, this blue is so strong. Yeah, the red needs a protector, and if he doesn't have one, he's going to get, you know, kind of shot down again. From 1 to 4, that is a steep decline. And then moving on into the top 3, the big 3 here, of it being number 3 of Mr. Jeta. Yeah, this unit is pretty fucking good. They are a very good burster. You've definitely experienced this, I'm sure, where Jeta can just burst the fucking piss out you. And I don't care if you're yellow or not, given there's not too many yellows in this within, you know, the top tiers. I don't care if you're yellow or not. Jeta, just even in Nappa only, can just burst down so quickly. It's ludicrous. Obviously, if you are neutral, it's going to be even better. And if obviously you are green, it's going to be even better for Jeta, despite the defense neutral activities that could exist. Their burliness, their bulk is just fucking beyond anything. They are easily the tankiest unit in the game by far. Not saying their attrition of like survivability is the best, you know, with the healing and everything and all those aspects, or even disruption, because frankly, both those suck for them. But how much they could take hits, you know, they could take multiple Rosé ultimates, they could take multiple Rosé blues, they could take multiple Vegito ults. Like these units, or rather this unit, these two together, will not die to anything that's just one. You know, they need to take a lot to die, and they are a revival, so having that is a very nice asset to them. They do fit on many teams. Obviously, they're more blast-based than strike-based technically, but I find it where you honestly just build them whatever way you want within their bench, and you just keep the same 3 equips of the Apeless PvP one, the Saiyan Saga one, then they're obviously the unique equipped here. They really don't care. They do anything they want. You want to do strike cards, they'll do strike cards. You want to do blast cards, they'll do blast cards. Clearly, their preference would be blast, but building them either way, they legitimately don't care. And they are PO, so they have easy Zenkai buffers alongside Rosé, being like Cell and Jiren. Again, 1 strike, 1 blast. And they're also Saiyan, so like Scatter Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Vegito. Like, this unit really can just do everything and overtakes matches. I've seen them look like the best unit in the team and in the game on multiple sequences of myself here. So respect them. I think people do, but maybe number 3 people don't put them up there. I mean, who would you even have? I couldn't think. Again, all I know is top 4 is all that matters in PvP right now. It's all I run into, and it could even be already top 3. And I couldn't think of anybody that's going to change in any order of like 1 through 5. I think nothing can change there. So if you somehow had Jeta below top 3, I'd just be confused, frankly. So they do it all. They fit everywhere, and they're just the glove that slides on. I mean, there's not much else I could say. They just do everything they desire to do. And then we get into the top two, with it being Rosé and Bardock. And I will have it where Rosé is number 1 and Bardock is number 2. Now, moving in to the reasonings for Bardock, I actually do like what's happened to Bardock. I know people will say, oh, he was underrated. I don't think Bardock really had a team before, within the recency of having that Jeta kind of helping him get more value, because, you know, that's a very strong purple. Here's Cell that was existing, who definitely does exist in the game right there within his Zenkai. And it was kind of a progression to where Bardock has kind of evolved into this top tier. I think Bardock was subpar to what he needed to be, and being a yellow when Buuhan was already doing what he was doing, regardless if you fought Buuhan or not, or regardless if you valued Buuhan or not, it was just very obvious to me that Bardock didn't really make an impact enough. But now, this blue partnership, again, the progression of, here's a purple, okay, helps Bardock. Okay, now here's a blue. Okay, this also helps Bardock. I think he's progressed to this top tier. Last tier list, I had him number 4 because how good he is against the Snap Jeta, and he probably was the better answer than anybody else that exists in the game, even above the likes of just any other yellow that could be in his arguable condition. I'm referring to Nameku here. But now Bardock has gained even more again within Rosé existing. The best team of the game is the top 3, within being Rosé, Bardock, and Nap Jeta there. Nap Jeta being on the best team in the game. This pre-anniversary is hilarious to me. That's just crazy work what unique equips can do. Holy moly. I mean, LF4 got a big glow up as well, so damn, unique equips are crazy. Zenkai's fucking suck this year comparably, because, I mean, look at the top tiers that we're getting from unique equips. You know, MZ, OP, Goku, LF4Ku. I mean, we had duds for sure, but, like, majority of the time it's kind of been crazy successes with these unique equips. So I hope we keep this up. I mean, even Kid Buu being an Ultra one, it's kind of been wild. But, yeah, no, Bardock works very well with Rosé. Clearly the best color synergy, best duoship in the game right now is going to be them. There's not much struggle for them. While there is, you know, a little bit of green running around. Okay, again, I've mentioned already that Rosé doesn't really care about that when he's doing his own damage, or if there is a green attacking. Rosé has very good diss route within as well. You have Nap Jeta that could just flow into their state of team. Again, Nap Jeta doesn't really give a fuck if it's strike or blast cards, so it all works out for themselves. And then Bardock, there only is one red, and there's only so much one red can do when there's a blue that can destroy him of Rosé. So there's nothing really stopping that duoship, because one's protected and doesn't care, and then the other is protected and also doesn't really care as well. So duoship of Bardock and Rosé is harmonious to a very, frankly, annoying degree. This team is very fucking stupid to fight. Again, you have safety of the arrival, you have safety of infinite indestructible at your will, as well as endurance alongside double team-wide, and not even being in field-wide from Rosé. Cancel buff effect, and just to mention on Rosé, I mean, you know everything about Rosé, basically, I'm sure. Just click cards, and then you get very strong. The debuffs, the blue cards, the ultimates, the higher gauge level, your higher damage inflicted your blues and ults will do. Getting a green card for this guy is just magical, because then you really don't care about anything. You probably just, like, auto-kill somebody if you're not fighting a Bardock at that point. And that's kind of the whole thing within Bardock as well, where there's only one unit that can't die to a full combo of, like, a Nap Jeta popping off Burst, or a Bardock, or I guess Bardock, sure, but Bardock combo if he's, like, you know, built up within retaliation damage, or within even a Rosé just spamming and going crazy within this, that, and the other. There's only one unit that can't die, and while Nap Jeta's up there within that can't die, he literally can't die of Bardock, so his value, again, does kind of overtake everything at this point. But yeah, top 10. It's going to be interesting to see how this changes throughout the anniversary. When it begins, part 1 anniversary. Oh man, I mean, if we do get what I'm thinking, a green and red, you would think that both these 1-2 would go down a significant amount, and then those green and red units would be the best. Hey, Nap Jeta could be top 3 still after this. Who knows? It'll be interesting, because it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird to see what Anniversary does to this tier list, because it's always a fun time to see what Anniversary can create. And maybe it does. Maybe part 1 units suck. Maybe part 2 units suck. We've seen these big celebration units not be up to snuff, and maybe we'll see it again. Who knows? But this is my top 10 list. Maybe I'll update within next week if we get, like, a crazy unique equip, because I think a lot of people are expecting either most people are expecting Transforming Goku Black, the yellow one, to get a unique equip because he's not on tier boost, but like everyone else is. Or, lower expectation, but still there, Trunks and Gohan. You know, they could also get a unique equip that released near LFMZ and Cell, because if Cell has one, or rather MZ has one, then why not just give one to Trunks? Or, the lowest tier prediction is Ultra Cell. I mean, we do need a strong red. I don't think we need one right now, because we could just get one like with the anniversary, but like we could. We don't know. We'll see. I don't assume I'll have to make adjustments to this tier list, but I didn't think I'd have to with Jeta when I did, but they were so strong I had to. Overall, the tier list is going to be, with it being Legend Rosé number 1, Legend Bardock number 2, Jeta LF number 3, Buuhan Ultra number 4, Kid Buu Ultra number 5, Legend Super Vegito number 6, Ultra Sword Hope Trunks number 7, number 8 being Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku, number 9 being Legend Limited Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and number 10 being Legend Piccolo. Let me guys think of my top 10 list. I'll see you guys in the next one.